preserve what you have. What do I mean? In this world that we're living in, where everything is changing by the clock. Um, Before technology, we used to have actual physical photos where they used to have a negative. And so you used to look at the negative and you'd go using the negative and you could have the people who are dealing with with photography, the photo studio per se, they would able to now print out using the negative. Right now we have our phones. The other time you had a Walkman. The other time you had the one for the CD and the other one for the cassette. The other time we had radios. We wanted to record something, and you'd go place the record bar section and do like be a DJ. You'd hear maybe it's an FM station, the one that you like. There's a particular music they're playing, and there you are. You'd go and press the record and press play, and eventually you even come up with an amazing track just playing around with the old record thing. Maybe it is the currencies that you currently have, the currency that you once had. The currency that you once had, maybe it was a big coin or it looked in a very funny way. Preserve. There's beauty in preservation. There's beauty in reflection. As much as we are moving into a very fast changing world where everything is right now, where everything is clockwork, we sadly forget the beautiful moments. The moments that we really didn't know this. In Swahili, we would say ukomshamba, or in other words, it's like you don't know something. Everybody seems to know, but you don't know. It's like you are behind, not literal sense, but like information has passed, but you like literally lagging behind. The thing is, there is beauty in preservation and reflection. Whether you used to be a kid and used to play climbing trees, right now when a child is climbing a tree, everybody's like, oh my gosh. But we used to fall literally. We used to climb those trees. I used to play, I remember it's called Mfara. Mfara would be when you take the bucket, the lid of a bucket, and then you take a wire, like a long wire. Okay, how would I put it? At the end of the day, you'd push the lid of the bucket, and then this wire would go underneath. And so as you run with it, it would propel the lid of the bucket. And that's stuff that we made and we embraced it. Right now, I can't say anything of that. Before toy cars, we used to make up wires. Before people had like actual football ball, the ball itself, we just take papers. At least that one I still see right now. Still take papers, make them become hard, and then whoever owned the paper ball was called the shots. For example, if you scored and won that person, a person will literally carry their ball and go home. We used to play so many types of games. Sadly, I don't see to the current generation, the generation alpha. But the thing is, there's beauty in preserving. Yes, people will look at you trying to be old school and say you're lagging behind, you're not catching up with the times. But the question is, what is the times? Because when we're all honest with ourselves, these times we're talking about where we kind of like zombies on our screens, whereby you can't have a conversation without looking on your screen. The most frustrating thing is you're having like a good a good conversation with someone and something that you really want to engage in, but the person is glued on their screen. And as they're glued on their screen, the first thing you hear them say, what were you saying? I mean, you pull that on me, the conversation ends and I walk away. There's beauty in respecting those few moments with someone. You know why? Because tomorrow is not promised. Today is not promised. That second is not promised. Kids grow up too fast. 1 minute they were crawling, next minute trying to walk, next minute they're like, smartphone here, they know everything. But the thing is, do we always know everything? When we were kids, wanted to be adults. We are now adults and are thinking, damn, taxes, all these responsibility, bills, you're working clockwork. And they're thinking, well, there's a time I didn't even need to remember this. Reflection. There is beauty in preservation of cultures. As where we are right now, there are people as usual, sadly, who will always misuse cultures from the context of trying, or languages to try and impress a kind of cleansing, like eradicating a community or anything, because of, I don't know, just sad, the mentality. But there's beauty in preserving cultures. Every culture, every nation, every language, every ethnicity or tribe, people are all unique. There's what you believe in. Like I was once told, if you have a hiccup for quite a while, that means someone is talking. I'm thinking, there is things, for example, there are remedies, there are remedies to be able to solve very big, small stuff. So the thing is, there's beauty in preserving cultures. Now, you can't expect it from the government side to literally care. That's not their cup of tea. Actually, it's more they don't want to do that. But as a person, you can be able to be the type who preserves a culture. If you have those photos of back in the day, preserve them. Keep that album. I remember back in the day, an album, wow. I mean, I'm talking about the photo album. It was like, you there scrolling. Oh, this is. Preserve what you have. Right now in the digital age, have a hard disk. Download what's all your documentation, because you never know. With the way the world is behaving, one day you can wake up and kaboom, things have happened, and that major company is gone. All your data is gone, or sold to another provider. Sadly, they always get it sold. The thing is, preserve, preserve, preserve. Preserve the trees around you. Preserve the nature around you. Preserve the animals that are around you. Preserve the endangered species around you. Preserve your culture, your language. Preserve everything. For example, in all my clips, I'm always having this this I don't know what to call it per se. I don't know, call it a lesson. I don't know which word I can use, but it's part of Africa. I'm Kenyan, so this is part of my culture, and I preserve it. And every day I do it, it's intentional. It's a way for me to always remember who I am and where I'm from. Wherever it is that I get to travel, I never forget who I am, and I always do this intentional because it's a way I remember where I'm from. As much as we may have our challenges within a country, there's still beauty in the way we live. There's still beauty in things. Yeah, there are things people do. You're thinking, really? There are so many amazing things to learn. So each one of us has something that is unique. Don't get caught up with the so-called, I want to be part of this, part of that, in losing your identity, that you get what's so beautiful, that you forget what's so unique. Yes, your country or community or nation may not have all the right here and there. Tell me one nation that's perfect. Wait a minute, wait. It doesn't exist. Every country, every nation, every community, every language has its flaws. So instead of sticking to the flaws, take what is positive, run with it. Learn to preserve what you have. Preserve. You may not be from a generation or from a bloodline that has a good history, but you may be the different one who changes how the story goes. Preserve the uniqueness of your language. Preserve the uniqueness of your culture. Preserve the uniqueness of the nature around you. Because at the end of the day, I'm very old school, and I always believe, as much as we have supermarkets which will provide vegetables maybe at a lower price, I'm more old school in, I'd rather deal with my vendor. I'd rather go to the vendor, farmers market, and pick as many as I am. The environment may be dirty, but you know what? I'd rather be there than go and buy, for example, a banana that's in a supermarket that looks also beautiful, but deep down I know pesticides, some high level pesticides have been sprayed on that particular fruit to look the way it is. When I can literally go to the market, get one that's not even close to that. It may be even looking like like it's almost out of the game, but it's original. Preserve what's original. Preserve what you have. Preserve how far you've come. Remember when we were kids, we used to say, when I grow up, I want to do anything. We grew up, and you pretty much didn't hit the targets we thought you'd hit when you would grow up. Some got families young, so many things have happened. But preserve. Remember the innocence, the naivety you had before you learned the things that you did. I remember my first time using social media, Facebook. I went off the rail, but now I'm better off. So I laugh when I look back. So preserve what you have. Preserve it. preserve.